Autobots, transform! Only the Aerialbots have this kind of teamwork.
What is up, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformers fan, and today we'll be taking a look at Transformers Age of the Primes Aerialbot Silverbolt. This is the package. I really wish they had put a window on the front of the box, sort of like they do the Generation 1 releases like this. They could have just blown it up and had the Generation 1 look to the box instead of this. I would love to be able to see the toy in the package and maybe reseal it. Maybe they're saving it for a re-release of all of these guys in a gift set, and we might get something like this, the vintage version. But it was so cool to get just Silverbolt, and we can just see him inside of this packaging. But anyway, so let's take a look at what we have. We have some artwork for Silverbolt. It is very nice. He's both robot and Concord mode. We get Slingshot and Air Raid back there behind him in the two previous releases. Right here behind the silhouette of the Superion head, we get 3 of 5. We get 44 steps to transform this guy, ages 8 and up. And on the top of the box, we can see the 13 primes all decked out in a shrine in gold. Side panel, we get the primes on this side, Age of the Primes. He is a commander class figure, or everything in here, the amount of plastic makes him commander class, maybe. Let's put that to the test. We get some very nice artwork of Silverbolt right here. He looks collect and combine. The back of the box shows you everything that's going to take place inside this box. We get Silverbolt in both modes. It shows the combine mode where you combine the extra piece that bumps him up to commander class. And right here you can see that that extra piece turns into like a combat deck stand or whatever. And I don't know how I feel about that. So anyway, let's get inside the box and take a look. And here we go, and nothing further in the box. We get some instructions coming out of the back. We won't do the instructions. Man, this is huge. I'm assuming this is for not just Silverbolt, but all the Aerialbots to combine into Superion. Superion was always cool, but he was never one of my favorite combiners. He just wasn't. But he was definitely cool, no doubt. I enjoyed owning him as a kid, and I hope I'm going to enjoy owning him now. But yeah, this is our instruction booklet, and don't choke on your figure. Let's get Silverbolt out so we can get started. And he looks very nice. He is that off-white, just like the vintage toy. Some weapons right here. I don't know if this thing merges or what. This giant chunk of plastic, this thing is enormous. This is basically the body of Superion, the torso, legs, and arms right here. Get this stuff out of the way and let's get started. All right, let's see what's going on with this. We got a tie down on it. It's holding the head in place, looks like. I love that they included the head in the figures on these combiners. And see, this opens up, reveals the nose cone. And here we go. We get any landing gear for this guy? We get some tiny little molded in landing gear. Oh, it folds for it right here. So I'm assuming this pops out, maybe. Alright, I'm so trying to pull this out. I thought this was landing gear. I thought it was sticking on me. But the landing gears are right behind Superion head. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. And there it is. And now we have all 3 of the landing gear out. And we have to fold out the wings. Right here, almost forgot about those. And now we have the completed Concord landing gear and all. And if you know the Concord, the tip of the nose is actually bent down on a real jet, and you can do that. You can pull that off right here, and we can put it right here next to the actual Concord. And yeah, man, they put a lot of detail in there. Speaking of detailing, we get the gold windows. There were stickers on the Generation 1 toy. Gold windows on the cockpit that are painted on. We get 2 painted on Autobot logos. And we got a little bit of gold going down the side right here for whatever reason that's there. And underneath we get an Autobot logo, but that's for robot mode. And it pretty much cleans up nicely. We kind of got his feet hanging off just a little bit, breaking the illusion from the top. But yeah, he looks excellent. And while I have him in this mode, I want to try to get him connected to like the Aerialbot carrier thing. Here it is, and basically we have to take the gun here, and this becomes like the tail fin. We flip this part back, and there is a port right here. And why it's painted black, I don't know. They could have casted it in black plastic because they casted the smaller gun in black plastic. So, and also the tip, like what's up with that? So anyway, there is a port right here, and we got to kind of put it in here and plug that in right there. And now this becomes the tail fin. And again, like why they have to paint it black, I don't know. And we untab these clips, and we just plug this in, and there we go. And we get some wings back here. They are painted gold as well on both sides. And now we have the helicopter. Oh wait, have to open up these wings. And I've been told that this forms an Autobot symbol. I don't know. I can sort of kind of see. Yeah, actually I do see it. I do see it. It's not the complete Autobot symbol, but it is there. That is nice. So now we have this massive Autobot carrier jet flying through the air. This is very, very cool. I don't think it has landing gear down here. So when it lands, it's just got to crash or whatever. But this is so sturdy and so well made. Nothing. And speaking, I call it a carrier mode because you can take the arm pieces for the Aerialbots. For whatever reason, they didn't make these Scramble City, and you can plug these in. I think all right, you lift this up and lift this up, and slingshot can port in. Where does it go? Like right here, because this panel actually becomes the arm in the Aerialbot mode. So you can do that, and it kind of looks like this, and this thing back here is hanging out, but he can land there. And since I only have air raid, and because air raid becomes a leg, he can't plug in, but you can sit him up here, and Silverbolt can fly these guys into battle, and they're coming in, they could just detach. I knew I was forgetting something. You could take Silverbolt's hand blaster and plug it underneath the front of the jet. Getting better at catching my mistakes in these videos. And of course it will hold a blast effect so he can fly and destroy Decepticons. Yeah, I think that's all that this thing does. If I miss something, then oh well. Alright, so focusing back on Silverbolt, I'm going to bring out the Generational 1 while I have them in this mode and take a look at these figures side by side. And you can see they both have the kibble underneath. A lot of similarities, and man, we just do not get chrome. The gold chrome over here looks fantastic, but we do not get the gold chrome anymore on any of these figures. I think it would kill. All right, let's break them back down and get Silverbolt transformed. We're going to take the nose cone off first. Does it accordion? Yep, there we go. I knew it accordion. And we got to get his feet. These are his legs. Bring these down. And then they gave him the same big blocky feet from the cartoon and the Generation 1 toy. He has stabilizers right there. And man, look at these feet are like really weird. Open up the chest. Or maybe not. Let's get the arms out. Bam. Now let's see if we can get that chest open. Nope, we gotta lift the head up. Now we get the chest open, get the head out. These panels open up right here. And I believe the head goes straight down. Line up these two panels for the sides of the torso. Make sure the head is straight. And can we close it up? Gotta line up these antennae into these two little slots. Slots, huh. And tab these in. Wait, gotta get everything lined up as far as the chest. Some tabs on the side on both sides. They need to line up. And here we go. Get the fist out. And we got just a little bit of hollowing in the arms, but overall he looks good. I'm going to fold up these wings again, and we can fold them back out of the way if you wanted to. I can't remember how he looked on the cartoon. I think he had them out jet style, G1 Seeker style, just had them out. And I believe this is the finished, but wait, nope.
What's happening, dudes?
Hi. I used to be a courier ship, but now I think I'm Silverbolt.
Alright, that is the transformation. It was easy peasy. It was self-explanatory. You can just see everything. He looks pretty good. He stands up pretty well. He should with these damn heel spurs or whatever back in these things are gigantic. Alright, let's take a look at Silverbolt's head. Start with that. Looks very, very cartoon accurate. This is designed more after the cartoon than the original toy. Silver painted face. Blue painted eyes just right underneath like the baseball cap visor thing at the top. He has the wings from the cartoon that they just invented. I guess some part of the transformation wound up on his wings. I don't know, but that was just invented. And not a lot of paint, if any at all, going on. We just got all, we have the cream plastic, the red plastic, and the gold plastic, or the yellowish gold plastic going on with this guy. And that is it. I don't see paint apps like anywhere other than the Autobot logo, and that is nicely done. Let's take a look at Silverbolt's articulation. Head goes for a 360. Feels like it's on a ball joint, gets some side to side, and no real up. And he gets this much down out of it, coming to his arms. T, move the wing, we get a 360. Get a bicep swivel. Elbow bend, not a lot, but it gets the job done. Nothing going on with his hands. Nice molded in fist right there. I guess they fold away for transformation, obviously, but nothing there. And then what's really disappointing, and again, with these figures, we don't get anything at the waist. I guess it makes the figure more stable in the combiner mode. I don't know. We can move these panels and go for the rest of the articulation splits. Kick to the front. To the back, we're going to have a little bit of hindrance. This is as far as that leg is going to go to the back. There is more room for it. He's just hindered by like all this kibble. Coming to the front, we get a thigh swivel, knee bend, and you can unhinge the feet for a wide stance. In battle mode. Speaking of battle mode, let's go for the gun. This is his blaster. It's like a miniature version of the Superion Generation 1 gun. Goes in his hand. And Decepticons, your days are numbered now. Now, normally these weapons have a place to store in robot mode, but I do not see it. And it really doesn't matter to me. I just want to include it in the video. I don't care for it. It can store it right over there. Alright, now for the aerial aircraft carrier portion. To turn it into the combat deck, we remove the tail fin / gun. And remove this back portion right here. And this is going to stand up like that to form the battle platform. Now you take this, and which way is it? Alright, it goes like this. So this is this way. You rotate these ports forward like this. I think I got that right. And these ports connect to these pegs like this. And I believe that's basically it. And this little part's already down. It turns into a stand. And then now we take the gun, and here's some slots right here, and here's some ports right here for those slots. And bam, it just sits right there, and we can get Silverbolt behind it and sort of kind of stand there, not really holding it. And for good measure, you can add Silverbolt's gun to it. And now you got this really long range gun that can't really aim up or down. They got to kind of be over here. Alright, it's time to give Silverbolt the size up and the rundown. We're going to start Generation 1 style. Here he is next to the original Generation 1 Silverbolt and Generation 1 Optimus Prime. He can fit right into the Generation 1 toy line with no problem. Generation 1 Thundercracker and Starscream. Also from the Transformers the Movie Studio Series line, here's Slingshot and Air Raid. Continuing the Transformers the Movie figures, here's Grimlock, Optimus Prime, and Alpha Trion. I had to adjust the lighting a little bit to get the cartoon image out here, and here we go. Now to get Silverbolt ready for Superion mode, you take this portion here that was the battle deck, unplug it, and turn around so we can see what we're looking at. All right. We have the hands right here, I guess right here, left and a right. Detach these. and almost self-explanatory. Just like Motor Master and Minosaur, you're accordion these pieces out, and now you have an arm. It's the right arm, it locks in. Come over here and do the same thing yet again. Left arm, and clearly we have the legs. We're going to close these tabs, lock them in, separate the two, and bring this part up right here. This is the front, this is the front right there. That's one. And we're going to come over and do it all again. We have the legs and the arms, and this is the torso. Pretty much self-explanatory. Bring these down, and we're going to rotate these around to the back so they can plug in back here. Open the chest, and that's pretty much it. Now we need Superion to get ready for his transformation part, and I think we detached the cone. The nose cone up. Now we detach the cone, and there's a part right here that needs to accordion up. Right here. Now we bring this down right here. Does it lock in? Does it? Looks like it locks in right here. I don't know. Yep, actually locks in right there. And we turn Superion's head around, and we are ready to go. Now there are some ports right here and some pegs right here, and I'm saying it just hope it's that easy. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, let's get this back out. I did this a little bit too soon. I think I'm going to need this room. Alright, and we peg in right here, and we lock these into the chest squares right here. And we lock this into the back here. Hopefully I'm getting that on camera. Now we can sort of lock this part up right here. And there we go. Oh, and I guess we fold the wings back in. Kind of missed that. And we just take the leg. And plug it in back here. I don't think it snaps or locks. It's kind of disappointing. You kind of want it to like click in there so you know it's in there. And that is done. I'm going to fold the wings back out of the way. And now I'm going to take his left arm and slide it over what was once Silverbolt's foot. Sort of kind of clicks. It's a soft click. And come over here and do the same thing. And now you pretty much have Superion.
Aerialbots, show them
Now
what
we
you've
take
got.
slingshot and form the left arm. Now he's supposed to, I guess I did it wrong. Like this little black piece is supposed to push into this peg and separate the two halves, but I think I'm supposed to do it while he was still, let me see if I can still do it. Alright, sort of like this. Now it should push it out, maybe, sort of. Let's see if it works. Alright, yep, well, and it released it. Huh. And now, alright, now I'm going to accordion the arm back down to the elongated position. And now there's some ports right here and some pegs right here. Get it right on there. And there is slingshot ready to go. Wait, and lock it in. Locked in. Now we're going to turn him around. Now we're going to bring in air raid. He's already ready to go. And there's some ports right here and here. They go on to these circles and these pegs right here. And it should push this door closed, this hinge. See if it all works.
Okay, Aerialbots! Transform into Superion!
On there too. And then, like, my doors aren't completely closed. I was kind of afraid of that. Alright, there we have it. I got to back it up. Almost out of my reach. And we have 3/5 of Superion ready to go. Okay, since I've been bashing Combiner Wars this entire video, I might as well bring a couple in. The ones I still have, I kept Volcanicus right here, the Dinobots Combiner form, and it is a mess, like with the arms and the stability of it, the waist joints and all that. But I kept them because I don't think we'll get this again. I would love to get it in this line and have it made better, but I doubt it. I also kept the female Combiner group because I doubt that we ever get these girls again. And they were pretty cool for what it was, but they had like these gorilla arms, and it was like a issue across the board during the Combiner Wars. But it looks cool, so I kept it. And lastly, I kept Abominus because he's not that bad, other than the joints where the arms stretch out. And I do like how everything other than the fists and the feet are incorporated into the actual toy. And the last one, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but here is Minosaur side by side with his nemesis Superion. Alright, now for the closeout on our Silverbolt. I really like this figure. He's very well built. But before I get into that, I just want to critique a few things. Like, for one, the prices are getting out of hand. And then they're making this guy a commander class, and I don't think he's a true commander class. Even with the airborne aircraft carrier mode that turns into the battle platform that turns into most of Superion's body. And I know you need that to build Superion, but here's my point. Not only is the price too high, but they should give you the option to buy Silverbolt separately, and you could just collect the Aerialbots and never build Superion. And I know the end game is to be a combiner, but you should at least have the option to not have to pay for basically an additional figure, which is basically 2 Voyager class figures combining as commander classes. And I don't think the measure of plastic adds up to what we were once getting as commander class figures, like Skylinks right here. But you really felt like you were getting a commander class figure. He split into 2 articulated transforming modules. And then with Jetfire. Jetfire was huge, very impressive in both modes, and you kind of felt like you were getting a commander class figure. I don't want to come across like I'm not enjoying this Silverbolt figure. I really like it. The Superion combined mode is looking great, and he pulls it off better than Minosaur and Motormaster, because Motormaster still had this leftover trailer piece that turned into like a gun. I guess he can hold a gun, but you would still have this left over. And they engineered Superion better. All the pieces are incorporated into this figure. There's nothing left to go on the shelf or get lost somewhere. Also, the individual Silverbolt mode looks very, very screen accurate to the cartoon. They pretty much nailed it. And it's looking like a home run in Superion mode as well. Only thing he's really lacking in the individual Silverbolt mode is a little bit more articulation, especially in the waist. Other than that, it's a very, very solid figure. I'm curious to hear what you guys think in the comments below. That's all I got. Let me get out of here. Thank you all again for joining me for another episode of George Reviews, the reviews where every toy.
Quiet! We want to hear a story!
Autobots, transform!
We gotta find someone who can repair him and his friends.
We will. Come on.